Brad making sure that starting line prep ready to go. A little rosin going down, just like they rub up baseballs with. It's a little prep on the starting line. I do believe, if I look to my right, that we have a fleet of long skinny range and dragsters getting ready to come up. That would be the 890 cars. Super Comp for round number 1. Again, the rest of the day, Super Comp round number 1. Top dragster, comp eliminator, top sportsman final qualifying. And Super Gas back in for round number 2. Stock Eliminator back in for round number 2. And Super Comp is getting ready to run round number 1 now. We'll close out our day with their second round of eliminations as we're crowning our way through working our way through the categories and towards crowning our champions here this weekend. Well, starting line prep, both sides. The CoughlinCars.com lane, the Sunoco fuel lane, and we're just about to get back into it. Doug's going to step back in, tell you all about the 890 cars as we continue on. First round of eliminations here at the Buckeye Fuel Wars.
Well, we got Super Comp coming out. Up here with me is Sam Lowther, whose grandpa is running Super Comp. What's his name, Sam?
Kevin Trusty.
Yeah. Who's that?
Kevin Trusty.
You got it. Grandpa Kevin, Super Comp racer. Right here now, we have Tim Papp, Charleston, Illinois, in the American chassis in the left lane. The right lane, Tim Garrison, Benton Harbor, Michigan. TGR Products undercover car. 890 is the dial of the handicap, or the index, more precisely. On Sam to tell you about what we're doing tomorrow. You're going to race tomorrow, aren't you, Sam? What class?
Junior dragsters.
Going to have a bunch of juniors out here tomorrow, so you want to stick around and see the kids race. It's always a lot of fun. Quite a bit of competition. A lot of our good drivers today are former junior dragster drivers. Tim Garrison, right lane, Benton Harbor, Michigan, TGR Products, undercover chassis. Left lane, Tim Papp, Charleston, Illinois, 41-year-old shop owner, American chassis. 598 cubic inches for Papp, 565 for Garrison. 890 index, 410 Pro Tree, Super Comp. And the win goes to 891, Tim Papp in the left lane. Breakout by Garrison. Next up, Bryson Scruggs from Pleasant View, Tennessee. 18-year-old in the American chassis, 540 cubic inches. In the right lane, Rick Schneider, Westland, Michigan. American chassis also, 598 cubic inches. Schneider has an 05 American chassis. Bryson Scruggs, 2013. Good lights, 004 and 009. The 4 got the win on a dual breakout. Schneider is closer with an 87.5. Scruggs had an 84. So Schneider gets the win. Michael Shelton from New Carlisle, Ohio. 34-year-old chassis builder in the Shellfoot car, McIlvain chassis. In the right lane, left lane, Jimmy Smith from Walling, Kentucky. Undercover chassis, 598 cubic inches. Well, again, we have some good reaction times. The better reaction times in the right lane, and Shelton gets the win. 009 light, he goes 893. Breakout by Jimmy Smith, 889. Devin Eisenhower from Lebanon, Indiana is in the right lane. He's a student. 14 American chassis, 615 inches. And Ron Finney is his competition from Greenwood, Indiana. 56-year-old professor driving a Renegade Race Fuels Cartel chassis. 618 cubic inches. Well, Finney had a 008 light. Eisenhower had a 006 light. They both went 9-1, 891 and 891. Finney went an 8.915, and he had the 8 lights, so Eisenhower got the win by 75 ten-thousandths of a second. 75 ten-thousandths margin of victory to Devin Eisenhower. That was a close race. Kevin Trusty, here he is, Sam.
Hi.
Groveport, Ohio, right?
Yes.
Kevin is taking on Bill Rudy from Lima, Ohio. 73-year-old dock worker. Win goes to Kevin and Teresa Trusty. Kevin's a 61-year-old parts director going Radical Racing, Kearns chassis. And he'll be back for round 2. Jerry Mellis from Hope, Indiana is in the Mellis Brothers M&M car in the left lane. In the right lane, Stephanie Shelton, New Carlisle, Ohio. Shellfoot Racing McIlvain chassis. Both Chevy powered. Win goes to Jerry Mellis, 891. Stephanie Shelton went 897. P.J. Fouts from Gahanna, Ohio. In the Hughes Performance sponsored 17 American chassis. He won that car last year. B double, take double, spray, slide, get behind singer, songwriter. P.J. Fouts. 26 years old, former junior dragster driver. Gary Fleener from Port Clinton, Ohio is in the right lane, transmission builder, super comp, diamond chassis, 582 cubic inches. Fleener got the light and a win, 890 with a 3, nearly dead on. PJ had to break out to stay alongside. He went 889, 8, broke out by 2 thou. Fleener was 2 thou over. Maybe 3 thou over. Matthew Flowers from Marysville, Ohio. Marysville Honda Motorsports sponsored undercover chassis in the right lane. Matt is a firefighter, 46 years old. 583 cubic inches. Left lane, Deacon Kalish from Wakanda, Illinois, 49-year-old golf pro in his 32 Bantam. AMC power, 426 cubic inches. Deacon Kalish 890 with a win. 890 with a 7. Derek Denny from Pleasant View, Tennessee is in the left lane. Denny Mechanical, American chassis. Win goes to Derek Denny, 916. 921 for the right side. Denny's from Pleasant View. R.J. Thacker from Minford, Ohio in the left lane. Former junior driver, 20 years old now. In the right lane is Kimbra Fusting from Waukegan, Illinois. 32-year-old athletic trainer in a McIlvain car. New one, 2017 McIlvain. Triple nickel, Chevrolet for power. Red light start for Fusting. RJ gets the win, 875. John Sickish from Belmont, Ohio. Sickish Racing Horton chassis in the right lane. Brian Millihan from Lawndale, Illinois. Truck driver in the left lane, undercover chassis, 588 cubic inches. We'll do a breakout. Brian Middleham gets the win. 85 on a 90, 73 for Sickish. Man, they're giving themselves a cushion or they're underestimating the bite or something. A lot of breakouts. Jacob Elrod, Harrod, Ohio, 37-year-old financial advisor, is in the 14 American chassis left lane. The right lane, Dutch Stamper, North Vernon, Indiana, 74-year-old retired mechanic. Dragster chassis in the right lane. 1990 454 Chevy for power. Win, Jacob Elrod, 893 on an 890 dial. Got a little bit better light than Stamper. Stamper went 890 with a 4, so actually he got there, he was quicker, but Elrod got there first because of the whole shot. Rob Kropfeld from Hamilton, Ohio is in the American car in the left lane. It's the 2012 American chassis. Right lane, Paul W. Moore from Lexington, Indiana, 34-year-old Boilermaker. 99 dragster chassis, 383 cubic inch small block. Kropfeld got the light in the win, 909, 885 breakout for Moore. Moore got there, well actually Kropfeld got there first. He slapped the whole shot on Moore, so he coasted across. 003 light. Bob Mandel from Culleoka, Tennessee. 57-year-old chassis builder is in the right lane. It's a 14 Profab car, 632 inches. Left lane, Patty Fisher from Clayton, Ohio, 46-year-old office manager in a diamond chassis, 638 cubic inches. Win goes to Fisher, Patty Fisher, 890 with a 4. About the same reaction times. Patty got there first. Breakout by Mandel. Actually, Mandel got there first, but he broke out doing it. William Roberts from Davidson, North Carolina is in the right lane, 64-year-old self-employed business owner. Roberts Motorsports Incorporated, it's a race tech chassis, 398 cubic inches. In the left lane, Lake Bugaki from Carterville, Illinois. He's 34 years old, a professional drag racer. K&N Engineering sponsored American chassis, 632 cubic inches. Top dragster, top dragster, top dragster, to the lanes, please. Top dragster, top dragster. Qualifier, to the lanes, please. Luke Bogacki got the win again. It's a dual breakout. A lot of those going on. 889 was closer than Roberts' 888.5. Bogacki wins. Next up, Steve Fields, Carlton, Michigan. Fields Racing Advanced Chassis, left lane. Right lane, Mike Jurowsik from Elyria, Ohio. 51-year-old electrician in the Powerhouse race cars. Powerhouse chassis, 615 cubic inches. $891 for the winner, Steve Fields, with a 003 light breakout by Jurowsik. Rick Hughes from Fishers, Indiana, in the right lane. A&A Transmission sponsored power chassis. Left lane, Bill Jackson from Mansfield, Ohio, jumped out of his Monza into his dragster. Another Jackson Scratcher, advanced chassis, 548 cubic inches. There's his lovely wife, Mary Ann, standing back there with the white shirt and the black pants. Formidable drag racer herself for years. One of the first female national champions in drag racing, Mary Ann Faust. Faust was her name. Now she's Mary Ann Jackson. $891 for the winner. Bill Jackson, no, Hughes, Rick Hughes, $892. Hughes got the whole shot. Rich Pica, Coshocton, Ohio, race tech car in the left lane. Right lane, Nathan Knive gets a red light start. Pica gets the win. Pica goes 891. Breakout by Nathan Knive. He red lit and broke out. Steve Hoyt from Fort Wayne, Indiana is in the left lane. Steve and Jan Hoyt Racing Advanced Chassis. Steve is 68 years old. Has 4 IHR national event wins. Joey Fusting, Grays Lake, Illinois, 31-year-old hydraulic hose specialist. Parker Store Racing, McIlvain chassis, 582 cubic inches. Win on a dual breakout goes to Fusting, 889. Rose Richardson from Woodburn, Indiana is in the right lane. P&R Express Advanced Chassis. He's a 62, or she is a 62-year-old store owner. Left lane, Steve Eckert, the Pataskala Flash. 91 Cutlass, 540 cubic inches. Win goes to Steve, 894. The Pataskala Flash will be back. Shannon Minji from Urbana, Illinois in the left lane. VFW sponsored, Bonewell Automotive sponsored American chassis. Right lane, Adam Gerber from Massillon, Ohio. 30-year-old supervisor, American chassis, 598 cubic inches. Win on a dual breakout again. Adam Gerber, 885.7 on an 890. Pay attention, racers. We're having a lot of breakouts here. Reconsider your dial, maybe. Now these indexes are not reconsiderable, but the performance of the car is. You might want to set a little bit fewer seconds or quarters thereof in your throttle stop. You do it what you want, but the cars are going quicker than the drivers anticipate. Brian Horton from Walbridge, Ohio is in the American car in the left lane. Right lane, Don Rubel from Oceanside, California. A machine technician, 77-year-old retiree, 67 Nova. And he goes 93, not good enough. 891 for Brian Horton from Walbridge, Ohio in the American chassis dragster. Gets the win. Rubel had a better light, but not better enough. Kendra Reinshield from Brookville, Indiana. Sponsored by Fast Lube, Armor Paving and Sealing. American chassis, 582 cubic inches. Former junior dragster driver. Kendra's a second generation drag racer. Her father, Mark Harmon, was a racer. Her husband is a racer, Scotty Reinshield, and tomorrow her son will be a racer, Cade Reinshield. In the juniors, Dave Dolan from Tremont, Illinois is in the Dolan race car in the right lane, 69-year-old consultant. Well, Kendra Reinshield had a trip zip reaction time, 0.00. It's 895 for the win. 890 for Dahlin. Kendra was 500 slower in the elapsed time than Dahlin, but she got there first by virtue of her perfect reaction time, 0.00, meaning she left exactly when the green light came on. Gave herself a starting line advantage and worked into a win. Bruce Broker from Brunswick, Ohio, 57 years old, is driving a Camaro, one of the few door slammers in Super Comp. Alongside Pat Lamont from Lake Villa, Illinois, in the Lamont Auto Trailer Sales undercover chassis. Win goes to Lamont, 891. Breakout by Broker. Jeremy Mason from Richmond, Kentucky is in the left lane, 29-year-old engineer in a Miller chassis. In the right lane, Tom Diamond from Dublin, Ohio in his undercover car. Part of the Armor Paving and Sealing team. There's a good-looking black roadster he runs in super gas, Diamond does. He's 63 years old. What? An old man. Looking on is his sponsor, Don Trayson, I believe, out there. Yep, that's Trayson. Jeremy Mason gets the win. 893 for Mason, 894 for Tom Diamond. Mason had a 100th better reaction time, and that was the margin of victory. Greg Camplain from Brownsburg, Indiana is in the right lane. Camplain Machine Company, Spitzer car in the right lane. Left lane, Philip Smida, Canfield, Ohio, in the American chassis, 2015 American car. Canfield, Ohio, Philip Smida is a 33-year-old electronic security technician. Camplain is a 60-year-old machine shop owner, of course, of Camplain Machine Company. And here we have identical reaction times. Breakout by Camplain, 890 with a 7, nearly dead on for Smida. Smida gets the win. Margin of victory was 0.178. Chad Lamont from Fox Lake, Illinois is in the right lane. Lamont Trailer Sales, ADT, MP, sponsored Race Tech chassis. He's a 31-year-old financial advisor. Pat Martin, another Armor Paving and Sealing car in the left lane. Also sponsored by Fast Lube and McLaughlin Oil Company. He has a Roadster in the faster of the Armor Paving and Sealing team. He also has this dragster out here. He's in the left lane. Win goes to Lamont, 890 with an 8. Nearly dead on. Martin goes 891. Paige Coughlin, 17 years old, from Delaware, Ohio, in the McIlvain car in the right lane. Leo's into the third, from Clinton Township, Michigan, 66-year-old business owner. Ring and Pinion Shop, Advanced Chassis. Paige's dad, Troy Coughlin, looking on. Well, now this will be close. Reaction times are identical, 0.19, and Paige wins on a dual breakout, 896 to an 891. So Paige won the race by 5 thousandths. 5 thousandths determined the winner there. And it was Paige Coughlin. Allison Prose from Terre Haute, Indiana is in the right lane, 19 years old. She turned 19 on June 4. Left lane, Joe Hessling, Toledo, Ohio, 29-year-old engine builder in the American chassis. Top dragster, top dragster, top dragster, to the lanes, please. Joe Hessling wins, 894 with a 5 on an 890 dial. Of course, 008 light. Good light. Quicker, 890 for Allison Prose. Again, the race was won on the starting line with the whole shot. Scott Mackey, Milford, Michigan, left lane. Babalu Racing, dragster. 04 dragster chassis. Bob Prost, Terre Haute, Indiana, 45-year-old business owner in the American chassis. 632 cubic inches right lane, 565 left. Scott Mackey was number 3 in Division I Super Comp in 2007. Dual breakout. Bob Prost gets it. Prost is 8-9 with a 2 on a 9-0. Mackey is 8-6-3. Prost is closer. Prost wins. Dean McIlvaine backing out the starting line. He is the president and CEO of McIlvaine Race Cars, and obviously he has a McIlvaine chassis. He's in the Sunoco lane with his 632 cubic inch Chevrolet powered car. In the left lane is Edward Juralsik from Elyria, Ohio, a 24-year-old engineer in the American chassis, 582 cubic inches. Mia Tedesco from Murraysville, Pennsylvania is in the right lane. Cars Protection Plus, sponsored Danny Nell's dragster. Wilkerson engine, 2016 model. Left lane Alan O'Brien, Ron Caverte, West Virginia. QPR Quality Asphalt Repair sponsors the Racetech chassis with the AMC power in the left lane. 457 cubic inches of American Motors engine. Or to be redundant, American Motors motor. Win goes to Mia on a dual breakout. Mia's closer, 8-7-5. Michelle Furr from Galax, Virginia, sponsored by Ohio Crankshaft, Quick Fuel, K&N. Undercover chassis, left lane, right lane, Rob Goins, Orlando, Florida. Dave Goins, Holly Racing undercover chassis. Pit crew for Rob is his dad, Dave Goins. Win, Rob Goins, 896. Christopher Fields from Carlton, Michigan is in the Fields Transportation Advanced Chassis in the Coghlan Cars lane. In the right lane is Bill Riddle, Brighton, Michigan, Corrigan Race Fuel Adkins chassis. Riddle is the 2005 Division III champion. 2005 number 4 IHRA Nationals. Has a Badman Racing engine. Bad man. Fields, a 12 light, Riddle, a 14 light, dual breakout. Riddle is closer. Riddle wins 888.7 to an 888.0. Ed Wilcox, Detroit, Michigan, in the Camaro in the right lane. Another door slammer. Left lane, Jason Hardick, Logan, Lancaster, Ohio. 39-year-old business owner, Hardick Motorsports, undercover chassis, triple nickel Chevy. At the finish line, across first is Jason Hardick. He gets the win, 893. Wilcox goes 894. Close race. Well, Wilcox or Hardick had a better light too. Actually, the margin of victory is 0.534. Comp Eliminator, Comp Eliminator, Comp Eliminator. To the lanes, please. Comp Eliminator to the lanes. Angela Neely, Alvaton, Kentucky. In the left lane, ATM Innovation sponsored American chassis. Alvaton, Kentucky car has 632 cubic inches. 632 also in the Cedar Hill, Tennessee car of Jason Lynch. 40-year-old mechanic driving a Cobalt. Door slammer. Win to the Cobalt. 892. Breakout by Neely. Chris Balcom from Guilford, make it Guildford, Indiana. Chris is an electrician driving a Mullis chassis, dragster. Jeff McRoby from New Philadelphia, Ohio, is in the Spitzer car in the left lane. McRoby wins on another dual breakout. 886 to an 885. McRoby's closer, gets the win. Now we have Tony Elrod from Fenton, Michigan. 35-year-old heavy equipment operator. Sponsored by Sunoco and Abruzzi Transmissions. An American chassis. Right lane, Zach Fisher from Clayton, Ohio. 17-year-old student in the Chrome Works chassis. 2015 model, 615 cubic inches. Well, Fisher left way early. Elrod wins for the 886. Would have been a breakout, but he had the automatic win. And we're done with Super Comp for round one. A lot of breakouts, a lot of good racing. And now here's Top Dragster, and here's Bob.